Hi there, I'm Darrin Crow. Welcome to our class on storytelling with Shadowpuppets. I'm really excited to have you here and joining us. Shadowpuppets are a tremendously fun way to tell a story. Now in our class together, we're going to have a pretty good time and we'll go pretty easy. Each class is made up of 4 really short videos. You can move at your own pace through them, take as long as you want to or go as fast as you want to. When we're done with each set, send us in your pictures and your videos so we can see the cool work that you're doing as well. At the end of our classes, we'll try to make sure and put in links to other resources, videos, and tutorials that you can look at as well. Now, before we can get started, there's one very important thing we have to do. My friend Kevin Cordy, who's a tremendous storyteller, and we'll make sure and link to some of his stories, he sent me a wonderful thing to begin every class with. And that is the Storyteller's Pledge. And so, if you'll repeat after me. As a storyteller and a story listener, we give permission to have fun, to take risks, to make mistakes. We know stories connect us, and we are connected to stories. Let the stories begin. Let the stories begin. Let the stories begin. Here we go. Once upon a time, up on a hillside, there lived a family of goats. There was the biggest of the goats. Hello, I am the biggest billy goat Gruff. And of course, there was the next smallest, the middle goat. Hi there, I am the middle billy goat Gruff. Yes, it's lovely to see you all. And of course, there was the littlest one, the smallest billy goat Gruff. Yeah, hello, I'm the small billy goat Gruff, and I like to run around and eat sticks and leaves and old tin cans and shirts and all kinds of tasty things. And that family of billy goats, why, they lived very happily there on the hillside, and they ran back and forth, and they jumped up and down and ate grass and had a generally grand time of things. Now, one sunny morning, everybody was eating grass together when the littlest goat said, Hey, you know what? I think that maybe there's getting to be too little grass around here. I think we're going to run out of grass. Are we all going to starve to death? What's going on? And of course the big goat said, Don't worry, do not panic. There is plenty of grass. We will just go over to the other side of the river and we will eat grass there. They were so excited. The little goat, he immediately said, Oh yeah, let's go, come on. He jumped over top of his brother, and he jumped over top of his brother, and he headed off. Well, all of those goats went down toward the river. Now, the little billy goat was the fastest by far, and he went barreling down toward the river. Trot, 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 he said as he came heading for the bridge. But all of a sudden, as the goat headed toward the bridge, up from under the bridge came an evil, awful, ugly ogre. Garr! Who's that walking over my bridge? Oh my, it's just me. I'm the littlest goat. I'm going over to eat grass on the other side. Oh, no, you're not. I'm gonna eat you up. Oh, no, you don't want to eat me. Look at me, I'm all little and skin and bones. I don't care, I'm hungry. I know what you should do. You should eat my brother. Your brother? Oh yeah, he'll be along in a minute, and he's bigger than I am, and meaty and tasty. You'd probably like him. Okay, you can go. Oh, phew. Well, a couple of minutes later, along came the middle billy goat. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. But as he went trip-trapping over the bridge, all of a sudden, up from under the bridge came that evil, awful, ugly ogre. Who's that walking over my bridge? Oh my goodness, it's just me. I'm the middle billy goat, and I'm just going over to eat grass. Oh, no, you're not, because I'm going to eat you up. Oh, no, you don't want to eat me. Look at me. I'm just skin and bones. Skin and bones. Oh, no, I'm really, really hungry. And your brother said you were bigger and tastier, and you are. But yes, I am bigger, but you know who's even bigger? Who's that? My brother. Why, he'll be along in just a minute, and he's even bigger than I am. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Okay, you may go. Oh, goodness. Well, a moment or two later, along came the big billy goat. Trip, trap, when all of a sudden, up from under the bridge, came that evil, awful, ugly ogre. Ah, who's that walking over my bridge? Ah, it is me, the big billy goat gruff. Ah, excellent, because I'm going to eat you up. Wow. You have really got some bad breath, man. Ah, I don't care. I'm going to eat you. You think so? Yeah. We'll see about that. And the big goat backed up. He lowered his horns and trot, pow! Ah! And that was the last anyone saw of the evil, awful, ugly ogre. And the three goats lived very happily on the other side of the river. And they ate so much grass that they got so fat they could hardly walk. Snip, snap, snout. This tale's told out. Well, now, my friend, we're going to get started on creating our shadow puppet stories. But the first thing we have to do, if we're going to create shadow puppet stories, is we need know a little bit about shadow puppets. Now, people have been telling stories with shadows probably for as long as there have been people around. But shadow puppets the way we know them, with cut-out figures against a screen with a light, those get their start just about 2,000 years ago in China. And for the last 2,000 years, the Chinese have been using shadow puppets to tell stories. And as people came and interacted with them, why, they took those ideas for shadow puppets with them, and gradually they spread all over the world. Now, if we want to make shadow puppets, one of the first things we're going to need is a screen. Now, behind me here, I have a great big screen. I really like this one. I just got it a couple of years ago. And it's big and heavy and, well, probably would be kind of hard to come up with at home. But that's all right, because even in your house, there are all kinds of great things that you can use for a screen. One of my favorite screens is this one right here. It's an old picture frame. It was kind of an ugly picture frame, I've got to tell you. And the picture in it was even uglier. But all I did was take the picture out, and I hot glued some white fabric to the back of it. Cut up an old bed sheet and stuck it on. I glued a couple of pieces of wood to it for legs, and it makes an excellent shadow puppet screen. It's small enough to carry around with me. But maybe your folks don't want you taking apart one of the family photos to make a shadow puppet screen. That's okay. There are lots of other ways to do it too. Like I said, you've got tons of things in your house you could use. One of my very favorite things for making a shadow puppet screen, the Hy-Vee pizza box. Specifically, I like the Hy-Vee pizza box because there's already a hole cut out in the lid. Oh, very handy. And you get to eat pizza. Although I have to admit, it's easier to get a box that hasn't been used. And you know, the folks at Hy-Vee are pretty happy to give you one or sell you one for 50 cents. All you do open up the top of the box, glue a piece of paper inside, and you're ready to go with the shadow puppet screen. You can set it down right there on its side. It'll stand up on its own, and it'll make a great place to tell your shadow puppet stories. And because it's a box, you can keep your shadow puppets inside it and keep everything together in one place. Now, maybe this 12-inch pizza is a little bit big for you. I don't know. Well, if it is, we can go even smaller because Hy-Vee has us covered. You can probably get these at Fairway too, I don't know. But the tiny cookie box is a wonderful creative little shadow puppet screen. Again, all you do is open the box, and you could put a piece of white paper right there over the opening, and you have a very tiny shadow puppet screen for telling very tiny stories. And again, because it's a box, everything will store inside of it. But you know, we're social distancing, so maybe you're not going to be able to get to Hy-Vee to get a pizza box or a cookie box. Hopefully, maybe you've got some cereal at home. Now, we had not, in fact, finished our box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I just took the bag out. To make this shadow puppet screen, all we do is cut the back of the box in half. It opens up, and it will become our screen. All we have to do is cut out the screen on it. Now, for me to get started when I'm making a cut in a box, I take a pencil or a pen, and I just, on the edge of my table, poke a little hole through the box. That gives me a place to put my scissors. And you can see I've drawn the shape of my screen on the box. And all I need to do is go through and cut out my screen. And then I glue my piece of white paper on this side, and that leaves the front of the screen open for you to decorate. You could color it, you could glue colored paper all over it, you could do any number of wonderful things. And then it's ready to set up and tell your stories. So friends, take a few minutes now. Grab an older brother or sister or mom and dad or aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever you've got there in the house with you. Sit down for a few minutes and see what you can come up with for making a shadow puppet screen. Now, once you've got your screen made, why, we need a light source. And that light source could be just about anything. It could be a lamp in the living room. It could be a small light. It could be a flashlight. All you need is something that you can use to cast light so that you can show your shadows. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Here is my cereal box screen finished up. I may have to spend some time decorating it because I'd really like to decorate things, and well, I'd love to see what some of yours look like. There's the cereal box. I got the cookie box done too. Send us pictures of your shadow puppet screens. And boy, if you're already trying things out, send us some video of what you're doing with your shadow puppet screens. Now, The Three Billy Goats Gruff is a wonderful old story, and I bet most of us know it. In fact, you could probably tell The Three Billy Goats Gruff at home tonight to whoever's around in your family. Are there other ways to tell that story? I bet you've probably read some books in your school library that are different versions of The Three Billy Goats Gruff. I know there are wonderful ones with The Three Billy Goats Gruff in strange old cars and all kinds of great things. How could you tell the story differently? Could you have something other than billy goats as the main characters? Could there be something other than an evil, awful, ugly ogre that is the villain in the story? That's what I'd like you to think about. When we come back for our second class, we're going to spend some time exploring other ways we could tell The Three Billy Goats Gruff. In the meanwhile, thanks for spending time with us, and make sure and send us pictures of your work. Thanks.